Another shot at hope. A second COVID vaccine could be approved today by the U.S. government. If it's given the go-ahead, millions of Moderna doses will be shipped around the country this week. Pfizer vaccines arrived in the inland northwest, and thousands more could be on the way if the Moderna dose is approved too. This morning, the health district is working to prepare to give out the first doses to high-risk care workers this week. And we also hear from a Washington woman who took part in the Moderna trials this year.
We have an atmospheric river setting up. I'm going to let you know what that means for our temperatures and the chances of rain as we head into the weekend.
I'm kind of happy because, this year has been very, very weird.
Whoville has arrived in North Idaho. The town made famous by Dr. Seuss has been brought to life at a local elementary school.
Up with KREM starts right now with Jen York, Joshua Robinson, Jeremy Legoo, and Dana Marie McNichol.
We had a good Christmas morning. Yeah, it's been lots of fun. We're just enjoying the snow.
So you're shoveling today. What do you think about the white Christmas?
Oh, it's really good. Just in time for Christmas.
Yes. Christmas miracle.
Well, how about a little bit of a Throwback Thursday for you? That's our very own Dana Marie McNichol reporting on Christmas snow 3 years ago. That's the last time Spokane had a white Christmas.
Well, that's right. I talked to many of you out there on that white Christmas, having a fabulous time in the snow that Christmas morning. I talked to also some city employees working the holiday to get those roads cleared.
Now, Spokane has about a 60% chance of Christmas, or having a white Christmas, which is defined as at least 1 inch of snow on the ground. And this year, it's not looking great.
No?
But we do cool down next week, and you know what? The optimist in me still has my fingers crossed. That's the truth. I mean, we're talking temperatures up near 50 degrees, so any snow you see on the ground now will quickly melt away in the coming days. In fact, we're well above freezing even at what's supposed to be our coldest time of the day. 36 degrees here in Spokane, which is still 4 degrees above, that's right, 4 degrees above where our normal high temperature should be for the day today. And that warmth, well, it comes with some wind. Wind gusts up near 30 miles per hour later today. So it's going to be a rather breezy Thursday. And this is all just a sneak peek of what's coming this weekend. We've got a very active weekend in store. So today, kind of a bit of a break from our active weather pattern. We'll see a couple of scattered showers around the inland northwest, but for the most part, dry with temperatures climbing up to near 40 degrees later on today, Tim.
Jeremy, thanks so much. Happening today, an FDA advisory committee will meet to discuss whether to recommend emergency approval for a second vaccine, the one made by Moderna. So here's what we know. It could be approved for emergency use as early as tomorrow. The Moderna vaccine is similar to the Pfizer vaccine. It uses the same technology to help someone make antibodies without a live virus. The Moderna vaccine also has about a 95% efficacy rate and is easier to store because it doesn't have to be in the same cold environment as the Pfizer vaccine. A Moderna vaccine trial started on the west side in the spring, and our sister station in Seattle spoke with a woman who took part in that trial. The trial needed more people of color to participate so they could see how the vaccine works in these populations as well. So this woman figured her participation was a way of giving back. Rochelle Dickerson started the trial with her first shot in September. She says she didn't feel much but a sore arm. A month later, she got a second shot. She says that she then experienced achiness, of fever, and headaches that passed after 2 to 3 days. Dickerson is happy that she participated as a woman of color to help with results of the trial. And now she's hoping the Moderna vaccine will be approved.
You know, my biggest concern is just how fast they can do all of this. And I think it's going to be messy. And I think people should expect it to be messy. I'm just glad that looks like we might have something that will alter the course of all of this.
Dickerson says she's still not sure if she got the placebo shot or the actual vaccine. That's something she said she can find out if the vaccine is approved. But she's confident that being a part of the trial was the right thing to do. The Pfizer vaccine has shipped out across the country. Just under 4,000 of Washington's 62,000 vaccines are in Spokane now. For the time being, to make sure everyone is safe, health officials say they are taking precautions with the information they share.
As of right now, because it's so limited, it's not extremely something that we're advertising where the vaccine is, because it is within a controlled, organized fashion that these individuals are being vaccinated. So as it starts becoming more open to the public, there will be some more guidance and more visibility on where you can get that information.
Meanwhile, doses will soon arrive in North Idaho. The Panhandle Health District says they're expecting to get their first shipment of the Pfizer vaccine by the end of this week. Nearly 2,000 doses will head their way.
Logistically, it's a lot, you know, and we're getting new information. It seems like every hour, but it is exciting. I mean, we're kind of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, maybe.
Well, the Panhandle Health says they've made partnerships to have dry ice on hand to help store the vaccines. The health district said they were initially expecting their shipment to arrive today, but that's since been pushed back to Friday. With the vaccine shipped across the country, SeaTac Airport is keeping a runway open just for the FedEx shipments of the vaccine. The FAA is urging airports across the country to be alert to the weather to keep those vaccines safe. It is not as busy as it was during the boom year of 2019, but now the pressure is on to make sure the vaccine flights can keep coming in safely. Meanwhile, transition officials say President-elect Joe Biden will receive the vaccine publicly as early as next week. Vice President Mike Pence will get it on Friday. The White House says Pence and his wife Karen will both get it. We know a lot of this information about the new COVID-19 vaccine is a lot of information. That's why we here at KREM created the vaccine team. So do you have a vaccine question that you'd like them to look into? You can text your questions to us at 509-448-2000. And for the latest vaccine updates to stay up to speed, you can just text the word vaccine to that same number.
Well, it's time now for your morning rush. More news in less time. Spokane Fire Chief Brian Schaefer has recovered after contracting the coronavirus. He says it's easy to forget public servants like him have families of their own to go home to.
I was extremely careful. Hand washing, social distancing, PPE during medical incidents, and I still contracted COVID.
Once an additional doses of COVID-19 vaccine becomes available, eventually other first responders will get vaccinated. That includes local fire and law enforcement agencies. A woman was found dead in her Chewelah home. Her son has been arrested and booked for first-degree murder. The Stevens County Sheriff's Office is now investigating it as it is suspected homicide. Kimberly Anderson's co-worker reported she did not show up to work and wasn't answering her phone. Deputies found her dead in her home when they went to go check on her. Child care providers here in Washington are hoping for some economic relief. The nonprofit Child Care Aware Washington says 14% of the state's licensed child care providers have closed, some permanently. Nationally, close to half don't know how much longer they'll be able to stay open. Right now, Congress is weighing over one stimulus package that includes $10 billion for child care. Ryan Preco with Child Care Awareness Washington hopes Congress can provide more relief before it's too late.
Well, on the federal level, we're asking for $50 billion, where our message is that if you can bail out airlines and everyone else, you can bail out the industry that those industries rely upon.
He also says he will be paying attention to Governor Inslee's budget proposal, hoping it will include child care relief. And the maker of popular fair food Fisher scones is facing fines for violating teen labor laws. L&I says investigators uncovered the most workers' hours violation ever in case involving minors. State investigators found 1,500 instances of teens working more hours than the state law allows. They were also working during school hours, which is against the law, and missing meal breaks. Confiner Specialties in Woodinville has until next week to appeal to the $45,000 fine. And that's your Morning Rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media.
Well, happening today, the Washington Commissioner of Public Lands will be in Whitman County today. She's visiting the town of Malden 3 months after it was destroyed by wildfires. The last time Commissioner Hillary Franz visited, she toured what remained of the town, met with residents who lost their homes in the Labor Day fires.
We're going to do everything so we can help rebuild this community too. Get the economy back, get the people back. I will be there for you. I promise you. Okay? And I'm sorry. I'm going to hug you. I just got to say, I'm sorry.
Commissioner Franz will be presenting the town with a new fire truck. The town lost its fire truck in the Labor Day wildfires. The commissioner will be joining us on Up with KREM today before she visits Malden. We'll be interviewing her live at 6:40.
Also head on Up with KREM. It's that time of the year when Elf on the Shelf is the most busiest. We want to see your Elf on the Shelf photos and what they've been up to this year, maybe some mischievous things. Send us your pictures. 509-448-2000 and we'll share them next on Up with KREM. And then after the break, we are showing you one grandpa and grandson duo that have been making sneaky Elf on the Shelf videos for years. We're going to check that out coming up next.
And after last night's rain, we have a wet weekend ahead. I'm going to break down the incoming rain and let you know how warm we get. Plus, here's what you need to know about Jupiter and Saturn aligning next week. Something fascinating is happening in the sky for the first time in nearly 800 years. On December 21st, Saturn and Jupiter will line up to create one bright light. Some are calling it the Christmas star. The two planets align about every 20 years, but this is the first time since the Middle Ages they will appear this close to each other to us here on Earth. If you want to catch it, look to the southwest in the hour after sunset each night. And if you start now, you can even watch them get closer in the coming days.